You know, when you're watching like a massive live sports broadcast and they're seamlessly switching between a dozen different camera angles in high definition, you probably never really think about the plumbing, do you? I mean, you just expect it to work.
Right, yeah. The expectation is just total perfection because nobody wants to see a buffering screen or black monitor right during the final touchdown. We like the magic to stay invisible.
Exactly. But if you look behind the curtain of that broadcast, you will find some seriously heavy-duty hardware doing that invisible magic. And that is exactly what our mission is for today's deep dive.
Yeah, we are decoding a highly specialized product spec sheet from HDTV Supply.
Right. It's for the AJA BNDI-3G16-R0 bridge, which, okay, let's unpack this right out of the gate, because this single piece of equipment costs an eye-watering $18,999.
Yeah, it's basically the price of a small car.
Right. So we want to show you exactly what kind of hardcore engineering justifies that. Because to really understand that price tag, you have to look at the massive high-stakes problem this specific machine solves.
Yeah, so looking at these specs, it essentially acts as this real-time, high-speed universal video translator.
Okay, right. So it takes 16 traditional 3G-SDI video inputs. And those are, you know, the physical twists on BNC cables from old-school broadcasting.
Right, the really thick, heavy ones.
Yeah, those ones. And it translates them into NDI, which is modern network IP video, pushing it all out through two 10G RJ45 ports.
But, I mean, couldn't you just string together a bunch of standard, cheap video adapters instead of dropping 19 grand on one box?
Well, what's fascinating here is the sheer volume and quality of that translation. A standard adapter handles like one, maybe two compressed streams, but this AJA bridge is handling up to 16 channels of 1080p video all at once.
Wow, 16 simultaneously.
Yeah, or if you need it, 4 channels of cinematic DCI 4K video at 60 frames per second. And it's doing this at a 4.2.2 10-bit color depth.
Wait, let's translate that for a second. That 10-bit color depth means it's processing over 1 billion colors in real time, right? Like preventing that blocky, pixelated sky you sometimes see on heavily compressed YouTube videos. Exactly, yeah. The color stays completely pristine. And it does all of this bidirectionally with 16-channel embedded audio.
Wait, really? Bidirectional. So it's not just a one-way street. It's translating incoming and outgoing feeds at the exact same time.
Yes, exactly. I mean, imagine trying to seamlessly translate 16 people talking at high speed in French into Japanese in real time with 0 lag.
Oh, wow.
And then simultaneously translating 16 Japanese speakers back into French so an audience never even notices a delay.
That's just insane.
Right, that is the processing power we are talking about here. You literally couldn't tape enough cheap adapters together to process that kind of uncompressed data. The whole system would just crash.
Okay, so the processing power is clearly off the charts. But the physical engineering is just as wild. I mean, the specs note it fits into a compact 1RU, a single rack unit, but it draws 190 watts of power and weighs a hefty 18.1 pounds.
Yeah, that is a dense piece of gear.
Right. Why on earth does a box that small weigh almost 20 pounds?
Well, when you process uncompressed video at that scale, you generate massive, massive amounts of heat. So a lot of that 18 pounds is likely pure metal.
Like heat sinks.
Yeah, heavy-duty heat sinks that are absolutely required to keep the processors from literally melting down during a live broadcast.
Which actually brings up another crazy spec, and here's where it gets really interesting. It has dual redundant power supplies.
Oh.
Because, you know, you can't exactly ask the quarterback to run the play again because your video converter lost power.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, in live environments, whether that's network sports, a massive entertainment broadcast, or high-stakes security failure, simply isn't an option.
Right, you need it to just work.
Exactly. So those redundant power supplies mean if one electrical circuit blows in the broadcast truck, the stream doesn't die. It seamlessly falls back to the secondary power. In this industry, trust and absolute reliability are the actual products being sold.
And you actually see that reflected in the customer reviews from HDTV Supply, too. I mean, customers are specifically calling out staff members by name, praising Rachel and Mike for their reliable service.
Yeah, because when you're buying mission-critical gear, you aren't just buying a heavy metal box. You're buying the assurance that the vendor has your back when things get tense. That human element totally mirrors the hardware's engineering. Both are designed to not let you down.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Look, you probably aren't dropping 19 grand on an AJA video converter today.
Probably not.
But you are the direct beneficiary of this technology. Every time you watch a flawless multi-camera live stream, You are relying on an 18-pound box doing extreme heavy lifting in the background to ensure you never miss a frame.
Absolutely. And, it leaves you with one last thing to ponder.
Oh, what's that?
Well, given that it currently takes a physical 190-watt hardware box packed with metal heat sinks to reliably bridge SDI and NDI network video, how long will it be before physical converter boxes like this become obsolete entirely, replaced by pure cloud software processing?